McManaman. Can anyone get underneath? If not, the try. He's not given his held up. Well done, somebody. That's actually little Morgan Williams. I've seen him do that before.
Yeah. Well, he saved that try in the first half.
He did. He's a tough nut, and he's going to save something here for Canada.
No question.
No, well played.
And for once, he was Chris White able to make the decision without going upstairs.
Yeah. Well done, Morgan Williams, 31-year-old, well known around Europe, the captain of Canada.
Both sides, we've got new players. We've been good so far today.
Well, interesting. John Connolly, he's letting one or two players come on, but there's no sign of Gito, Gregan, or Elson.
No, I think they're in wraps at the moment. This is George Smith. Well, a few moments, of course, where you could see what Australia can produce, but this wasn't one of them.
Well, there's that man, Drew Mitchell, coming in on the short ball from George Smith. Again, it's interesting, talking about moves from set-piece play. I mean, so many sides are trying to create second and third phases before they try and release the ball, whereas actually, you know, from set-piece, scrum and line-out, you're one-on-one in the back, and I'm surprised more sides aren't trying to create more gaps from set-piece play when there is a straight one-on-one marking. Very few back row moves you see nowadays.
You know, that's quite true. That is good point. 71 minutes and 52 seconds.
Please confirm, Marius, with everyone. 71:52.
Not sure if you can hear me up there, Nigel, but David Nostradamus Soul has got one wrong, because George Gregan, it looks, is going to come on for the last 5 minutes.
He just wants to get more caps to keep his record out.
Just one thing also, why we've got this break in play, that for the Australian viewers out there, David Lyons was taken up the tunnel on a wheelchair about 5 or 10 minutes ago, so that left ankle may be a bit of a problem. But you talked earlier about the Australian team and things a little bit different today and how it looks, but it looks so much better, doesn't it, when you have Gregan at 9, Larkham at 10, Giddow at 12 and Mortlock at 13.
Does indeed, I have to say, and I don't think there's been any fluency from or real tactical nous from the halfback pairing here. I don't think they look in the same league.
No, I think the one thing about England's performance last night was they kept their shape, they kept their discipline, and they kept playing to the right sort of game plan, whereas, you know, Australia today, they've been a little bit sort of all over the place.
Remarkable couple of, well, your twins are a pair, aren't they? But Dan Pletch and Mike Pletch, who's just gone off injured. There's Dan Pletch coming on. Oh, no, we haven't seen the end of Rod Snow. He's coming back on again. Now, how about that? There you are. There's a 37-year-old wanting to keep going. But they're twins. And to have a pair of props as twins in an international side is something I don't know. Have you ever encountered that, David?
No, the closest was the Milne brothers, but there's no way that Ian and David were twins.
No. I think it's quite extraordinary. Anyway, here's Takiri. Oh, did well then, and Latham gets the score. Oh, a smile from John Connolly. Well, it's been quite a turnaround, and he knows where his talent is. And Takiri and Latham, and I don't know what Latham's saying, but quite relieved to get that one. That means he's scored 5 tries in this World Cup. Watch here.
Well, there we are. A back row pick-up and a move, little gap. And in the end, it was 2 on no one.
Yeah. Do you know what? I don't think Takiri was going to pass it again. He fell and had to. Unkind, maybe. Good try.
Harsh but fair, possibly.
Good try. Well, if he was intending to pass, he'd leave it till the last moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and here he is. He wants another cap. So he's getting one. 138th cap, the most capped player of all time in any corner of the world. In his 4th World Cup, a certain George Gregan comes on. Don't think he really needs the outing. He's played the other 3 games.
I'll tell you one thing there about George Gregan.
Yeah.
When he was told 5 minutes. He put his hand up and showed 5, and with almost a look of disgust on his face that he had to put the tracksuit on the bench.
That's so right. Well.
He doesn't want to ruin his hairstyle.
No.
Thank you, 15.
Well, of course, one of the veterans of '99 when he and under a certain John Eales won the World Cup. George Gregan, now 34. I think what he wants is a try. I think I'm right in saying his last try was against Ireland last year. So that's perhaps what he fancies his chances of. Hasn't had one in this World Cup yet. 37-6. This tells you that the fight back from Canada has almost been extinguished. But good old Rod Snow is still there running out again. Perhaps he wanted another round of applause on his retirement. Here's Gregan now. Immediately looks a sharper service, or I'm imagining it.
No, I don't think you are.
Takiri, double miss move. And in from Shepherd. Knock on here.
Well, Shepherd just flung it in play. I think they'd be better of taking the touch and attacking the Canadian line-out, but
the other reason why Gregan may have come on, of course, is that he avoids the dirt trekker stuff and having the sort of the 20 minutes run out, the training session after the pitch for those who haven't played. Morgan Williams and George Gregan, two of the old hands in the number 9 shirt. Good run this by Aaron Carpenter. And Morgan pops on. Be nice if they could get a final flourish and a try. Mike Webb for Canada into the last 4 minutes. Morgan again. Oh, he just hung on to it. Referee said it went back. No, he didn't. Good for you, Chris White. There's a bit of an injury to Ander Munro by the look of it. Oh, that's danger. Drew Mitchell calls a mark. He can take it, and he's thinking.
Well, I thought he tapped it and went.
So did I. Yeah. And then he kicked it.
Yes.
Watch.
There we go. There's the mark. Now he taps and goes. There you go.
Didn't take it out of his hand. The ball has to actually be released from your hands, doesn't it? And I think that. But I don't think that's to actually be released from your hands, doesn't it? And I think that. But I don't think that's why he stopped it. Okay, Mensah Coker. Nick Trenkle. Monroe's all right, obviously. Fly half is back there. Morgan Williams. Big number 13 is Mike Pike. Rod Snow there. And now Carpenter, big hit coming in there. Well, Australia seem to step their game up a bit.
Well, I think they have. I mean,
maybe the impact of the changes.
And when you look at the scoreline, I mean, I think it's a pretty comfortable scoreline in the end, but it doesn't really tell the story of the game. And they only really started stretching away in the final quarter, where they scored the last 3 tries.
Ander Munro, late of Glenarmond School, or college, should I say? Glenarmond College, isn't it?
It is college, yeah.
What do you call old boys of Glenarmond College?
Just OGs.
Okay. There's Chris Latham.
Nigel, just to let you know down here that...
Jesus, no.
2 minutes, everyone.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Nigel, just to let you know that Hugh McMenamin, the Australian flanker, has been named man of the match.
Right. What do you think of that decision? Whoever made it.
Maybe the best of a bad bunch, I'd say, because it hasn't been great. But I suppose that in the second half there will be a case for Drew Mitchell, because he's got himself involved in the action, come up with 2 good tries.
Yeah, I would have given it to Drew Mitchell. I think his work rate's very good. He comes off his wing, he looks for the ball, And if Takiri had been a wee bit more generous, he could have had more than 2.
Well, he is our man of the match.
Have you got a trophy for him?
I'll send him one.
It's a mistake. No.
Well,
I don't know who picks man of the match.
No, there have been some very interesting decisions.
It's not me, but they actually picked the man of the match with 20 minutes remaining, so it is a little bit difficult, but the sponsors do get together and pick the man of the match.
There was one game where they picked Ramiro Pez, the Italian fly half, as man of the match. Not 5 minutes before, Simon Mannix and I saying, well, if there's one guy who's had a lousy game, but really, you know, is lucky to still be on the pitch, it's Ramiro Pez. 30 seconds later came the message that the man of the match had been awarded to Ramiro Pez, which was just unbelievable. We just thought they'd obviously got the wrong number shirt or something, but there we go. Not the greatest spectacle for Australia, the relief of having come through, although they've lost David Lyons, that looks worrying for them. Otherwise untarnished. Half a dozen tries. A few seconds to go. Canada, pride in the jersey, respect, and made it quite a contest.
Oh, they have. They've been very physical all afternoon, and they've competed. It just, you know, signs of fatigue nowadays. I mean, now in the final sort of seconds of the match, and they've made a phenomenal amount of tackles. You know, 87 tackles to half of that by Australia.
And added to that, you know, they've had a couple of days less recovery time. It seems only, well, it was only a couple of days ago they were drawing with Japan in that very tight game. We're into injury time now, so the end of a very hard, but I think encouraging the World Cup for Canada here, and we all know about the problems they have. There's Mike James just being embraced by coach Rick Suggett.
This is a penalty.
Don't know if he's got the shoes on or if he's got the bare feet, as he traditionally has. Oh, that's a bad kick. Oh, that would be sad if it cost Canada a try. It hasn't. There we are. The whistle goes. And so it has been a satisfactory outcome in the end for Australia. It's been a brave finale by Canada. They have our respect. 37 points to 6. And Australia are top of the group, of course. We knew that. And so there are hugs of emotion and farewell. And one of the stalwarts, Mike James, and the others who retire. Glenn Eller there too, the assistant coach, and Morgan Williams. He bids farewell to the game. Well, they have been big players, haven't they, in Canada? Let's dwell on that for a moment.
Yeah, they have, and you know, I think they can be proud of what they've achieved, not only in this World Cup, but over the piece for Canada. And I think, again, you know, people like these really set and are the standard bearers for Canadian rugby. And, you know, they're competing on the world stage, they're competing in European competitions. And, you know, hopefully it'll inspire other younger Canadians to emulate them and to follow them.
I agree. 6 tries for Australia, and well, they got better as they went along. Forwards, though, in a way, you can thank them, Australia can, for what they did in terms of actually getting points on the board in the first half, with Baxter and Freer scoring when the backs really weren't blending so well. As we look at some of the heroes of Canadian rugby, no less than that, Rod Snow amongst them, and well, yeah, of course, emotional after all those years. 11 years, in fact 13 years since Mike James got his first cap. And John Connolly, and a side that he knows now has this great
the greatest conditions to
hurdle ahead. Here's Morgan Williams then.
Fantastic performance nonetheless.
Yeah, no, I'm hugely proud of the guys. You know, we knew that we were going to be up for it today, and you know, I thought, especially in the first half, we fronted up very well. And you know, just, you know, at the end there's such a good side. It's any little mistake they turn over and they can capitalize on so. But you know, I was hugely proud of my guys today.
On a personal note, this is your last performance for Canada. How proud are you to be part of the Canadian setup?
No, it's been a great career for me. I've been, you know, immensely happy with Canadian rugby, and it's improving every World Cup. So, you know, for the next generation of guys to come through, I wish them all luck.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, rightly so, well said. And for Australia, well, we knew this wasn't the frontline team, and we know that I think the second half was probably a bit more realistic in terms of what we can expect in the future.